From what Mr. Piepoli tells us, so we have a probable winner president, which is Obama, so it will be re-elected. Still, we were talking earlier, Mr. KUCINICH, about the fact that it is important, even though Obama wins, it is important how he wins, because there is the risk, the serious risk, because of also what you just told us, because of the polarization, that Republicans could challenge the winner, the victory of Obama, if it is a very slightly different victory. Do you agree on that? Do you feel that risk?
I think that there's quite a possibility. If the election, in terms of electoral votes, is close, the states where it's the closest will be a point of challenge. Was the professor projecting earlier that President Obama would carry North Carolina? Could you ask him that?
I didn't get it.
Was the professor saying that President Obama would carry North Carolina, or that he carried it last time?
Lei ha detto che il North Carolina è stato assegnato a Obama?
Che cosa di...
North Carolina.
North Carolina io ci avrei assegnato a Obama. Sì.
Yeah.
15 voti, 15 seggi.
Yes, North Carolina should go to, Professor Piepoli's opinion, should be Obama's.
Sì. L'unico degli incerti assegnato a Romney è la Virginia.
The only one among the swing states on the East Coast is Virginia. That goes to Romney's Virginia, in Mr. Piepoli's opinion.
Yeah, I would just like to say that if, in fact, President Obama carries North Carolina and Ohio, the election would be pretty much over because Governor Romney needs both of those states to be able to have a path to victory. So at this point, it is possible that if the election's close, you can expect legal challenges. If the election's not close, and if President Obama goes over 300 electoral votes, you're not going to see any challenges.
Okay. Okay.
Aggiungerei un particolare. Se Obama vince in Ohio, Corriere della Sera di oggi.
Citatissimo oggi.
Sì.
Very quoted today.
Ecco, allora, se Obama vince in Ohio, Obama ha una forte probabilità di vincere in Ohio, secondo le nostre mappe, in funzione delle informazioni che sono arrivate fino alle 2. Adesso siamo a circa le 2:30. Siamo andati avanti, cioè le elezioni stanno andando avanti. CNN è senz'altro un emittente leader, una grande emittente leader. Complimenti alla CNN, lavora veramente bene. Lavorasse così Rai 1, ma abbiamo da imparare da voi americani. Quindi,
io non sono americano.
Sì. Allora, secondo la mappa del Corriere della Sera, il presidente che vince, cioè la figura, il candidato che vince in Ohio, se questa figura corrisponde ad Obama, ha il 95% di probabilità di vittoria. Anche il Corriere della Sera tratta Obama in termini probabilistici.
This morning, yes, of course.
Sì, però 95% di probabilità di vittoria significa che ha vinto.
Yeah. According to the major newspaper, Italian newspaper, Corriere della Sera, if Obama wins in Ohio, he has the 95% of the probability to win the elections.
Pagina 2 del Corriere della Sera di ieri, perché ormai martedì 6 era ieri. Dunque, devo personalmente ringraziarvi di essere qua, perché anche a 77 anni c'è sempre una prima volta, ed è la prima volta che partecipo a una serata elettorale americana, e posso dirvi che ha ragione Tocqueville, la democrazia in America, siete un grande popolo democratico. Grazie per questo.
Many thanks for my participation.
Mr. Sorry? Non c'è. No, to Mr. KUCINICH, I wanted to say that Professor Piepoli just said that you are a great democratic nation. So he was complimenting America because he said at his age, it's the first time that he participates to an American electoral night. And I think he's proud of having done that. And he thinks you are a great country. Still...
Bene, grazie.
So I don't know. Should we go to go to party and should we say or slow down? What do you say?
We're not going to be here yet. We've got a lot of votes to be counted.
Yeah. So okay, we still you have to.
We lost the microphone.
Yeah, we lost the microphone. We are going to yes, there it is. So yes, nervi saldi. How do you say that in English? Nervi saldi.
I think we still are in a moment in which cultural anthropology matters as much as statistics. I think we'd be curious to see one external observer.
What do you mean?
No, I mean, I think it would be very curious for an external observer to see all electoral nights with judgments made at the very early stage, which, I mean, I'm sure will be confirmed. But it's interesting.
You are sure? You're
no,
sure? Everyone is sure here.
No, I'm not. I hope. I don't know.
No, but
I think I find it. There's a high probability that it will be confirmed.
High probability. I think we were waiting for some live connection that we don't have, right? Chiamiamo Cazzullo? Che sta con Joe? Joe, io lo chiamo così per nome. Yes, yes, absolutely. No, I know. I was going to check if we are going to have a live connection. Is there some others? Yes, there is a. Do you want to make a question to Mr. KUCINICH? You can. Yes, you can.
Hi, my name is Mira Stoller. I'm a student at Syracuse University.
Look in the camera so you can see your face.
Hi, my name is Mira Stoller. I'm a student at Syracuse University. I live in Washington State. This isn't actually, this is a very important question, actually. I just wanted to know, what is your view on how human rights plays into all this? I think you're interested in answering this.
Yeah, my answer is not one that will sit well in Washington, D.C., but our country doesn't have the same commitment to human rights that it's had traditionally. I'll give you one good example. We have a policy of using drone strikes in Pakistan and Yemen and Somalia and other places, which result in extrajudicial killing of suspects. And that is, I think, one of the major human rights questions going on in the world. The United States, unfortunately, is not just looking the other way, we're accelerating these policies, which is not in any way making us a safer nation, and is in fact killing a lot of innocent people, and also depriving individuals of any sense of due process and law. If someone just targets someone and says that they're a terrorist, they could be subject to being executed summarily by a drone strike.
And by the way, sorry if I interrupted, by the way, this did not change under Obama's administration, and it is one of the reasons of the deception of a lot of Obama's previous voters 4 years ago.
Well, you're right about that. It's not only that it didn't change, it got worse.
Yeah.
That the Obama administration has pursued policies of expanding U.S. military presence that George Bush could never have gotten away with. And the use of drones is a human rights problem, a major one. And if President Obama is reelected, this contest over the use of drones is not going to go away. It's going to become even more intense. But matter of fact, I'm sponsoring a briefing in the United States Congress on the 16th of November on the subject of the use of drones and the implications for human rights.
And also, it hasn't been an issue in the campaign.
No, because Mitt Romney's position on these kind of issues is no different.
Of course.
And that's a problem. because whoever is the next president of the United States, they will have it within, they have taken upon themselves, or will take upon themselves, the power to be able to engage in summary execution of suspects who they deem terrorists. And anyone, you know, according to this policy that was outlined in detail in major media in this country, any suspect is any combat age male. So this is really a serious problem here in America. Another human rights problem is the number of people we have in prisons. We have millions of people in prisons.
Yeah.
And prisons are being privatized, which means that government has less and less oversight over the activities that go on within these prisons, and it ends up being a for-profit business. America has some human rights matters there that it has to clean up. A final area that we have to look at, we don't put human rights in our trade agreements. Our trade agreements, America has a $600 billion trade deficit, which means that we are importing much more than we're exporting, but we don't have any trade agreements that have requirements for human rights, for workers' rights, or for environmental quality principles. That's a huge matter as well.
Also, the thing about drones, for example, has been deception, not only, as I said before, you agreed on, for the for a lot of people that voted for Obama 4 years ago, but also a deception around the world, because people in countries and people also in Europe expected more from Obama on that issue. So he was a deception from that point of view.
Well, I will say that I've led the effort in the Congress in challenging these policies on the use of drones and also in expanding the United States military footprint abroad. These are human rights issues. War is a human rights issue. The perpetuation of war is a human rights issue. It threatens our very existence as humanity. The building of new nuclear weapons, a human rights issue. The threat to use nuclear weapons against Iran or any other country, a human rights issue. The inability of our country to deal with the environmental matters, which now we're seeing some catastrophic implications of, that's a human rights issue as well. So America, which I love, I served 16 years in the United States Congress, ran twice for president. This country has unmet potential. It must continue to strive to become what it can be, but it's a long distance from realizing its promise.
Yeah, talking about environmental, people from so-called maybe radical left, like Noam Chomsky, for example, accused or criticized the President Obama for not having put in the campaign the issue of environmental, and we only started to talk about that once again because Sandy came on the United States, and that was a tragedy. Otherwise, nor Obama nor Romney even mentioned the environmental problem.
Well, think about this. Strong supporters and contributors of both the Democrat and Republican presidential candidates are industries that call coal clean, green energy. When you have this kind of manipulation of definitions, an Orwellian-type emphasis on energy policies which are destructive of the environment, you know you have a long way to go. And so, you know, we need to, America needs to set a limit on the atmospheric concentration of carbon dioxide gases. We haven't done that. And we need to do that for ourselves and for the world. So again, the environment is a human rights issue. And the work that we all need to do, in a sense, goes beyond our legislatures and even beyond our presidents. The work that we need to do is to inspire a grassroots movement, a popular movement, which will demand that our government realize that we have to repair our relationship with the environment, that we must work towards human unity and unite people all over the globe, that the most powerful impulse of our time is the impulse towards human unity, that we are interconnected, that we are interdependent, that we are all one. And to play nation off against nation belies the fact that our existence depends on this consciousness of human unity. So I'm hopeful that with your help and the Robert F. Kennedy organization's help, that we can continue to bring before the U.S. government these major issues relating to human rights.
Yeah, not only since we are seeing right now the counting of the votes in the different counties in Florida, which is one of the most important swing states. If I remember well, Romney campaigned on in some Florida counties on the fact that Obama is not interested. Obama even opposes the carbon industry. So maybe this is the only time when an environmental issue came in the campaign, but in a negative way from my point of view.
Well, President Obama has defended his position in support of coal, which, you know, is a problem for those of us who believe we need to transit from coal. And whatever Mitt Romney says, you know, he has said one thing on one day and another thing on another day. I always like to wait for the third day because that might be what he believes. I appreciate a chance to be with you. Buonasera. And
thank you very much. Thank you very much.